All right, let's get into all the drama that is Potomac because, honey, things are absolutely heating up. And it's not just the summer sun. We've got business ventures sparking some serious talk and a reunion so shocking it might just rewrite RHOP history. Yep, you heard me right. You think you know Potomac? Oh, baby, you better think again.
Yeah.
Seriously though, you guys, forget whatever you thought was brewing in the RHOP world. While one housewife is busy stirring the pot with a bold new cannabis brand, something massive is happening behind the scenes. We're talking about a reunion 5 whole season in the making. A team up that no one has saw coming. Yes, you heard that right. Gizelle Bryant and Monique Samuels filming together. The gasp was practically heard all around the DMV. But before we get to that, let's talk about lying ass Stacy. So remember at the reunion for last season, Gizelle confronted her about starting a weed business.
How is business going with Happy Eddie?
Oh, it's booming.
Really?
Oh my God. The cannabis industry is like, he's doing so well.
Have any of you partaken in Happy Eddie's devil's lettuce?
I have.
Stacy,
what the hell's a devil's
I hear you
lettuce?
were enjoying the gummies at Wendy's party.
I salute your husband's business, and I think you will be so successful, more than you can imagine.
Well,
Great
Stacy's
products.
aren't you trying to start your own Happy Eddie? Oh, are you?
Huh?
Stacy?
Yeah.
No?
Oh.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely not.
When she comes out with Happy Stacy next season,
Stacy.
don't be surprised.
Now, you all heard her deny it. She said, absolutely not. Well, the heifer was telling a tale longer than Pinocchio's nose. Stacy has officially launched her cannabis-infused product line, Shio. Now, Stacy explained that Shio is a Nigerian term that means to be happy. Oh my God, she's literally copying off Happy Eddie. I cannot. And her brand is all about joy and delicious wellness. She's partnered up with Juicy Holding Inc. to get this lifestyle-inspired cannabis brand going, starting with rosin-infused fruit chews, which are available in Virginia's medical cannabis market. Wow. She's literally copying off Eddie. This is a pretty big deal. Stacy is making history as the first Black woman to create a cannabis-centered brand in Virginia. It's a milestone she's super proud of, and it totally lines up with her passion for wellness and exploring different cultures. The official launch even went down at a Beyond Hello dispensary in Fairfax, Virginia, with Stacy actually there meeting patients and introducing her product. Now, you can just imagine bringing a cannabis business into the RHOP mix is bound to create some buzz. Resident mean girl Gizelle Bryant, who never misses a chance to ask a direct question, literally asked Stacy at the season 9 reunion about her plan for what Gizelle cheekily called the Happy Eddie business. You know, classic RHOP poking a little fun while getting the scoop. And as I just played for you all, Stacy vehemently denied this accusation. Now, the cannabis business is not the first for this franchise. Wendy Osefo's husband, Eddie, launched his own cannabis line a few years ago, and it's doing very well. And as you just heard, Stacy has even partaken in his products. So expect all kind of reactions from total support to maybe a few raised eyebrows and all out venom when it comes to Wendy, because Stacy blatantly lied to her face about the situation. Now, do I think that she had to ask Wendy or Eddie's permission to start her own cannabis line? No. It's a free country. She can do as she pleases. They're not the first person to start a cannabis business. But considering the fact that we are on the same show and my husband has this business that we ourselves are promoting, I would think that you would at least mention it to me and say, hey, I'm about to get into this business as well. Just want to give you a heads up so you don't think that I'm moving funny or anything like that. Period. But she lied about it. She simply lied about it, which further makes me feel like Stacy lies about a lot of things, especially the TJ situation. Now, we all know that Stacy showed up last season and quickly became a fan favorite, and then she kind of like tilted to being quite questionable. You know, she went from being a QVC host to a reality star, all while being a mom and dealing with her own personal challenges, like her divorce after 16 years of marriage. Her brand, Shio, isn't just about a product. It's meant to be an experience, mixing top-notch ingredients with a trendy lifestyle vibe. It's bold, it's new for RHOP, and it's already got the ladies talking. But as interesting as Shio and the Happy Eddie comments are, it's almost like an appetizer for the main course of drama that's just been served. Because, baby, you know that Gizelle is over there pussy popping on a handstand because she told them what was going to happen and it came true. And I can't believe that once again they're forcing me to be on Gizelle's side. Oh my goodness gracious. What is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all doing this to me? Oh, Gizelle gonna get you next season. Oh, and they're filming right now. They're filming right now as she has launched this business. So I'm wondering, did she keep it a secret until she launched, or did she finally tell the girls, hey, I'm about to launch this cannabis business? Either way, it's about to go down and I cannot wait. Because Stacy, you in danger, girl. Now, hold on to your champagne flutes, ladies and gentlemen, because while the cannabis smoke is clearing, an even bigger, more shocking surprise has popped out of the Potomac fog. We have had reports and footage that Gizelle and Monique, two women whose names basically mean one of the most explosive feuds in Housewives history, have been seen not just in the same room and on the same float, but actually filming a scene together for the upcoming season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's take a look. So as you can see, there is Monique standing on the sidewalk, I'm assuming talking to someone in production while preparing to link up with Gizelle. She looks really cute. What part of the city is this, y'all? And then here is a cameraman and probably a producer walking behind Gizelle as she approaches Monique. I told y'all this was how it was going to go down. I told y'all this last week. Last week I said it. I said that Monique's comeback is going to go like this, where she links up with Ashley, because that's the person that she's the most coolest with out of this cast right now. They're going to link. They're going to talk. Ashley then was like, I'm going to go back to Gizelle and talk to her and tell her you're back or whatever. And she went to Gizelle. Gizelle was like, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, she can come on the float. I don't care or whatever. And they went on the float. Everything was fine. And now they're going to have their one-on-one sit down to talk about everything. But remember, I just told you all that Gizelle filmed an event over the weekend where she had big back, Warren Sapp, Sharice there. So I'm pretty sure that Sharice's name is going to come up in this sit down, because something in my spirit is telling me that Sharice is not just back as a friend of just because we did not see her any last season. I think that she's coming back this season to gloat about Karen being a drunk and how she was right and how she was telling the truth this whole time. And I also think that she is back to stir up drama with Monique, because she does not like Monique. And I think that Gizelle will probably use Sharice as her mouthpiece, so her hands can be clean of being a bitch and a mean girl. That's exactly how I think this is going to go down, but we shall see. But T Squad, if you were living under a rock and did not know that Monique Samuels is back, People magazine exclusively dropped the tea last week that she was returning for season 10, not as a full-time housewife, but as a supporting friend of. The news alone is huge, but to see her filming with Gizelle, that is the plot twist that has literally shook the table. Let's just rewind for a second for anyone who needs a reminder of why this is so completely jaw-dropping. Monique Samuels left RHOP after season 5, and her exit was totally tied to that infamous physical fight with Candace Dillard Bassett. That incident didn't just cause a little disagreement, it pretty much broke the entire cast apart. Gizelle Bryant was right at the front of those saying they had serious concerns, even stating she felt unsafe filming with Monique. I wonder, did she bring her security guard to the one-on-one? If Gizelle brings that security guard with her, y'all, I will scream, okay? Scream. Like I said, she even went as far as hiring a security guard for group events, including the reunion. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife, and it all led up to Monique's legendary binder of receipts at the season 5 reunion. A move aimed right at Gizelle, accusing her of making up storylines, which she did, and trying to mess with Monique's family, which she did. The bad blood was deep. It was personal, and it was very, very public. Gizelle made it crystal clear she would not film with Monique, and Monique in turn left the show, saying she needed to protect her family and her own peace from what she felt was a toxic environment, partly created by Gizelle. So now fast forward through Monique's divorce from former NFL player Chris Samuels, which was finalized in September 2023 after 11 years of marriage, and her time on Love and Marriage DC. Now here we are in 2025, and Monique is stepping back into the RHOP world. Monique has come out of her own mouth and said that she's in a totally different place now and is excited to show who she is now, not as a wife, not as just a mom, but as a woman starting over and taking on life on her own terms. She's even hopped on Instagram to explain why she's returning, saying that even though PTSD from her past experiences on the show had kept her away, this time felt right. She sees it as a chance to test how much she's grown and use the platform for her businesses and test her growth. It will be. We all know that these Potomac girls like to tussle, okay? They don't have any qualms about getting down and dirty in the mud. So the $1 million question, T Squad, is why now? And what on earth does this mean for the future of the Real Housewives of Potomac? Monique coming back, even as a friend of, is definitely a calculated move, probably by Monique and the Bravo producers, looking to really spice things up for season 10. For Monique, it's a shot at a redemption story, a way to reintroduce herself to viewers who last saw her in the middle of some major drama and personal chaos. She's single, she's rebranding, and what better place to do it than the show that made her famous? For Gizelle, this whole thing puts her in a pretty tricky spot. Will she try to make peace, even if she's super cautious about it? Or will those old grudges and deep-seated distrust bubble up the second the cameras start rolling? Gizelle is a pro at this game. She knows what she needs to do. She gets that interacting with Monique and dealing with this new situation is going to be a huge storyline. The word on the street has always been Gizelle's thing, but now the street is talking about her and her biggest rival. You have to wonder if this is a real attempt to patch things up, maybe with some help from friends or even the network, or if it's all just a smart play for amazing TV. Sources have whispered that it may still be rocky between them, so any piece could be pretty shaky. There are just so many ways this could go. Can these two strong personalities find some common ground, maybe bond over being moms or business women, or is this whole thing a powder keg just waiting for a spark? Just imagine the scene: a one-on-one lunch, a group event where they have to interact, and of course all the other cast members talking about their reactions. And speaking of the other ladies, how will this huge shakeup mess with the current alliances? Ashley Darby, who somehow managed to stay on okay terms with both of them, more or less, could find herself in a really important or maybe really awkward position. What about Wendy Osefo, who's had her own issues with Gizelle and might see Monique's return as a chance to change the group's power dynamics? And Candace, even though she's not on the show anymore, her presence is definitely going to be felt in all of this. Her reaction, even from afar, will be something fans are dying to see. This team up, or maybe showdown, could totally change the game for RHOP. For seasons, the storylines have been built around certain key friendships and feuds. Monique coming back, especially interacting with Gizelle, just blows up everything we thought we knew. Will new friendships form? Will old ones fall apart? Could we possibly see Gizelle and Monique actually join forces against a common, anything? That might be pushing it for now, but in the world of Real Housewives, crazier things have definitely happened. Okay, the producers are no doubt counting on this to bring fresh energy to the show. And with Karen Huger reportedly not in the season because of her legal issues, the stage is set for a new Queen Bee, or maybe two of them, to step up. One thing's for sure, season 10 is not going to be boring. Monique's return, especially next to Gizelle, guarantees the drama will be intense, full of history, and give us so much to talk about. It's a big risk, but it could really pay off with huge ratings and tons of fan excitement. So while Potomac is dealing with the new beginnings of Stacy, Rush, Shio, cannabis business, with all its go-getter spirit and potential for on-screen arguments, it's also getting ready for the fallout from this Monique and Gizelle reunion. It's a really interesting contrast, isn't it? One storyline is about starting fresh, a product literally made to bring joy, and the other is about revisiting one of the craziest times in the show's past. Now, T-Squad, y'all know I'm gagged by all of this, and I know you are too. What are your theories? Are you team Shio and excited to see Stacy's business journey? More importantly, what do you think is going to happen between Gizelle and Monique? Is this a recipe for making up or an explosion just waiting to go off? I need to hear all of your thoughts, predictions, and hot takes down below in the comment section. Let's get this conversation started. And hey, if you're living for this tea as much as I am, do me a solid. Hit that like button because it really helps out with the algorithm and my channel. Make sure you subscribe and ding that notification bell because trust me, with season 10 looking like this, you won't want to miss a single update, breakdown, or emergency chat we'll be having right here. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and Potomac is promising to give us a season for the history books.